I'm Cash, and welcome back to Cash Talks Football, where I break down all the goals scored in the Premier League. And today we're doing Fulham against Ipswich, and it's more just a penalty review. There's not much match breakdown because the match was chaotic, and I think the referee sort of didn't take control of the players early enough and stamp his authority on the game, and then it was just a complete disaster because some of these penalties are not, some of them are, but we're going to get into them right now. First off, this is where the referee, and this is where you need to sort of understand, is one of the first things I taught back in the day when football was football, was the first thing you need to do is learn to manipulate the crowd. The second thing you need to do is learn to manipulate the referee. And that's kind of what Fulham are doing here. They're trying to get the referee to give them penalty decisions that aren't, and then it ends up, the referee doesn't end up stamping his authority on it and trying to take control of the game, so then the players just end up doing what they really want to do. And it starts here with this incident right here. So this is really isn't, it's clearly not a penalty. The ref doesn't give it, but this is the first sort of interaction in the game where the players are starting to try to take control. They're starting to try to bully the referee, and they end up doing it pretty much in this game. So we're just going to watch this little review here. So we're just going to look at this first collision here as it happens. Look, watch, Storm goes in there, he touches the ball, the other guy's not, he's not fouling him in any way, shape or form. Both feet are on the ground, he's kicked the ball away, there's no real contact. Remember, contact doesn't mean a penalty, and it doesn't mean a foul. You're allowed to, it's a full contact game. Oh God, it's so frustrating nowadays in football. And he goes down like he's been shot, looking for a penalty. And this is the first instance in the game where the referee's got to make a decision fast, quick, and take control and just tell everybody, no, this is what it is. You know what, you're lucky you're not getting booked because you're simulating a penalty, you're simulating a foul that isn't there, and you're lucky I'm not booking you. Or book him. Personally, I would have booked him, and all the other players would have panicked and said, oh, well, we're not going to do that this game because the ref's going to book us. And if you do book players for this, they don't do what they've done later on in the game, because some of these are just all over the place. But let's move it on anyway, because we've got a lot to talk about. Here's the next incident that the referee really is trying to get bullied to giving this guy a red card, and it's not a red card. There's a couple of reasons why. Covering player, he gets there so fast, but also his touch has made it so he can't play the ball anyway, and that is a factor. You can't just say, I punted the ball away and then got taken out, and it's a clear goal scoring opportunity. Well, this isn't a clear goal scoring opportunity. He's still a good 20 yards away from the penalty box. He's got a lot to do. There's a covering player, so when he gets taken out right here in this foul, right, you can see that the covering player's he's gonna get there if he carries on running. But all of a sudden, it's like, okay, now the referee's got to make another decision. Now here's the other part. I can see the referee also giving a red card for this and saying, hey, look, sorry, mate, that is just like they were doing at the start of the season. I think there was an Arsenal player and a Liverpool player that got sent off in similar circumstances where you can argue the covering player was there or not. But it's a very similar thing where if he had got a red card, you'd go, oh, well, okay, yeah, fair. But this is the problem. Now the referee's had two real bad controversial decisions very, very quickly, and he hasn't stamped his authority on the game. So now the players is just starting to run riot and just complain about everything, because players are going to complain. That's what they do. So yeah, this is the start of how the referee's lost control from these two challenges straight away. But let's just move it on. So this is the actual only goal scored in the game. The rest are just penalties, but we're going to cover this. Have a look how much time and space this guy has got on top of the 18-yard box. Now, a lot of this is the way the modern game is played with one defensive midfielder. He can't really come over and cover so fast. Instead of having two actual midfielders and having him being able to come over and cover, gives him so much time on the ball. It's just completely unmarked. There's no one anywhere near him. And remember what I say with sports analytics and all that stuff that I've all done, blah, and all that rubbish. 50% of goals are scored because there's no pressure on the ball. There's no pressure on the ball. What do you think is going to end up happening? And when he does turn, because he's got time, look, you can see Fulham players come closer towards him, but he's still not close enough to actually tackle or do anything. Like, he's caught between no man's land. Do I go to the guy or go to the ball? You go to the ball. You let somebody else deal with the player. And the minute you go to him, you know he's going to be passing the ball in behind you. So you have to be aware of that and know that's going to happen and try to block that. You can cause a reaction, which is the pass, and cut it out as well, because you know that's what he's looking to do. So he ends up putting the ball into the box. It's not a great ball. It's just a ball. Puts it up. Go and get on the end of that, son. And he tries. It's defended okay. Like, this part's not bad. This isn't the shocking defensive part here. I mean, both players are going for the ball, marked. Defender kind of gets the better of him, really, because he's putting him off. Look, does a great job, hits the crossbar, bounces back out. Now, this is the problem. Mister, I'm going to panic and give a goal away right here. Watch the panic as the ball bounces down. He's got all the time in the world, and he doesn't. He panics, and he swings and he misses. Probably because it's his left foot, and he's not very good with his left foot. But he has time to bring that down, or, well, when I mean bring it down, take a single touch and fire that ball out here wide to safety. That's what he has time to do. Instead, he rushes it, swings and misses. I'm going to show you another angle in a minute, and I'm going to break down the technique behind it because it's very, very poor. Now, just gets to run on, smash it into the net box. If you go, lad, bosh. Gets himself a goal. Actually, it ricochets off the same guy. We won't worry about that. So this is where the poor decision makings come in, okay, because the ball is too high. It's basically above waist height. So now if you're doing this volley, you really got to... okay, so in this the technique, the only real technique he can use is getting his laces and like kicking it over his head. Okay, because if he tries to side foot it or do anything and he doesn't hit that ball cleanly, he's in all sorts of trouble. Now, if he is kicking it from underneath the ball and kicking it away, I'm still not happy with that because he does have a bit of time. And what he isn't letting the ball do is come down a little bit. If he lets the ball come down a little bit, it's easier for him because what does that mean? He can get underneath the ball. You can't get underneath the ball with your hips if it's up here. The only way you can is if you're kicking up through the ball. That's it. So if you can't kick up through the ball to get underneath it and clear it, he's only going to get to the side of it. And if he doesn't get it quite right, because it's so high, his chances are he's going to kick it into the ground anyway, right? So he has to let that ball drop just a little bit. Look how high his foot is, and he's trying to swing it. He's trying to get his foot around it to wrap it around, all because he doesn't wait that little long for it to come down. And he had that time. He had that time to do it. Just panicked. He's better off just smashing the ball as high as he could in the air. Remember why, though? Because of where he has to try to kick the ball. The side of the ball or underneath it. He could have kicked underneath it and got rid of it, but he didn't. And then, yeah. There was loads of these niggly little challenges, but here's another one just to show you the referee losing control. He's running onto the ball and he looks like he's been kicked in the face. He's asking the ref to make another decision because he's already got the ref on the ropes of like, you're going to give us a decision because you've missed all these other ones and we're complaining and you haven't stamped your authority on the game to shut the players up. So now they're diving, doing all sorts. By the way, is that probably a foul? Nah, no, probably not. Just play on. You'll be fine. And they do play on and they get right to the box. But it's the reaction of the players again that makes the referee lose control of this game, right? So, well, he's already lost it. He's already lost it from those other challenges. When this little wee kiddie comes running into the box, though, boom, gets done. On the first look, you go, is that a penalty? Actually, yeah, from the referee's point of view, he's right here and he can see it. When I show you this, you're going to go, yeah, this is a penalty. But the reaction of the player, he gets up and he gets into the referee's face, calling him a cheat. He's already told the referee to F off. Watch his mouth, watch his movement. He calls him a cheat right here. You see that? You're a cheat. You can see it. You're a cheat to the referee. Referee goes over to VAR, and this is the point when you know the referee has lost control of the game. Players openly coming up to him and telling him he's a cheat in the game. You've got a problem. Yeah, you've completely lost control of this. No one respects your authority, and there's loads of problems. But now let's look at the incident because you can see clearly it's a penalty. So as he's running into the box, look, there's a foot there. Can you see it? Can you see the foot? He's got his little studs into his little leg here. And then what that does is because he puts that contact on, the player trips himself up. So he's pushed his back leg into his front leg. He trips himself up because of that contact. He's just pushed in. It's a pen all day long. And the fact that the referee is looking straight down that field of vision and doesn't call it immediately does make you wonder all of those other decisions. Well, it doesn't make you wonder. It makes you understand that all of those other decisions have had an impact on this ref, and he's not really going to run up and just go, yes, that's a penalty, because he's now so worried about all these other things that's happened throughout the game, and they do have an impact on a referee. Now he's just doesn't know what to do instead of just calling it a penalty, which he knows it is because he can see it. He's just hoping VAR help him out, and they did. Goes back, gives a pen. Yes, it's a penalty. He scores it. Who cares? Bosh. Yeah, got it. I'm so bored of watching penalties this year. I really am. I don't know about anybody else. The keeper actually almost he does start to go the wrong way, and he does get done a little bit. But yeah, it's all just a game of poker, rock paper scissors on penalties. In my opinion, the referee is the goalkeepers just I don't know. there's so many good penalty takers nowadays. They don't really have much of a chance. It's very rare when we get good penalty saves nowadays, really. But let's move on because we've got lots more decisions to talk about. So this is the one that I didn't think was a penalty, but the more I watch it, I'm going, yeah, maybe it is. Just because, right, so you've got these two players coming in here. And the only reason why I'm sort of going, okay, maybe I'll let you have it, is because he puts his shoulder into this guy's chest. Watch this as he turns. He goes and just smashes into him. Boff. But he's going down a little bit too easy in my book. It's just too easy. It's just, okay. But then, is it in his right to go down a little bit easy when he gets knocked in the chest and he can't get to the ball? Yeah, maybe. But this is my one that the problem you've got now is you've got all these weird decisions that's happened in the game that the ref hasn't really taken control of. So now all of a sudden, he just gives this straight away as a penalty. Doesn't even second guess. Doesn't give himself any time. Just goes, yep, straight away, boom, penalty. You can see him whistle, boom, penalty. And away we go. And this is what I was watching to make it look like it really isn't. Because if you watch that wide camera lens there, it looks like he really nails the guy. But when you're watching it ever so slowly here in slow motion, you can see he comes in, he's going, look at his gait, his actual legs. He's so far apart, he's completely off balance. So when this when he comes in to hit him, he doesn't really, he's already down. And I'll show you the other camera angle in a minute. It looks to me like his feet are already down. Look, his feet are already off the ground. He's already crumbling before the contact. So if he's going down, falling into the player, that's my point. Like I'm going, I wouldn't be giving this because he's looking for the penalty. He's falling into him. He's off balance. He's jumped into the player. And because he's got his chest into his shoulder, he thinks it's a penalty. Let me show you the other angle. Let me see what you think. So this is why I was saying it isn't. Watch his feet. Watch what he does as he goes. Look, he's already over. He's already over. He's barely touched him. He's already gone down. Let me rewind that again so you can see it. He's looking for it. He's gone. There's no real contact there. It just makes it look like it because of the way he's turned. Here we go. Watch his feet. Watch his feet. Dump. He's already gone. Already gone. Both feet already gone. Already crashing into the guy. Already gone down. Already gone down. So that's why, to me, it's so sort of, ooh, yeah. Still say it's not a penalty, but let's move on. Guess what? He scores. Another penalty taken. Another great penalty strike. I mean, come on. That's a great penalty. Not saving that with two keepers. Brilliant. But we still got another penalty to talk about. Let's move it on. Thankfully, this one's just clear as day. He does just take him out. Beats him. Cuts him inside. And he just whacks him and takes him out. Yes, this one is a penalty. And now, guess what? He scores it too. Steps up. Bags himself another goal. Very calmly taken into the top corner. 3 penalties, 1 game. And the ref, well, I don't know, kind of lost control early on that one. Other than that, I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.